Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Your girl is engaged and I'm finally here to give you guys the story time of my engagement day, or the day that I was proposed to. If you're following me on TikTok or Instagram, you already know the gist. You already know you already know the story because I posted this like a month after it happened. So you already know the story of everything. And on the people on TikTok also know like the gist. I already shared like a story time, so to say, on TikTok as well. So if you're not following me on those social media platforms, you should, because those people, like my people on TikTok and Instagram, they get the gist faster than the people on YouTube, like than you people on YouTube. I haven't shared this gist yet on YouTube. So if you do not know right now, I've been engaged for the past almost 3 months now, and I already shared this story on Instagram and on TikTok, like I said previously, and you guys will actually get the detailed tea. And that is why I came here with wine. It's Friday evening and I think it is the best time for us to get wine. So if you want to get wine, get your wine right now. Get popcorn, because I'm going to be going into the tea of how everything happened. I'll give you guys like background story of how the relationship started. I'll also tell you guys like how the engagement happened, and I'll answer a few questions that people had as well, and that's how the video is going to go. Okay, my relationship is not private. Everybody on social media, like any of my followers, know that I am in a relationship, but I just don't come on YouTube or social media to make my social media about my relationship. But you guys have asked and I'm going to give you guys the tea of everything, how we started dating and where we are at the moment. All right, so I got engaged about 3 months ago, and the most asked question is, did I know that it was coming? Did I know that it was going to propose? I definitely knew that I was going to propose. I knew that my boyfriend was going to propose, and we've been dating for a long time, so I knew that it was eventually going to come, right? So I just wasn't sure of the day that it was going to happen. So let me give you guys a backstory, right? We met on social media. We actually met on Instagram in 2016. Oh no, we met on Instagram in 2015, December of 2015. I remember very clearly that he sent me a DM. I think he sent me a DM in November, and I ignored him for like a month and I didn't respond to the DM because I just felt like anybody that is sliding into people's DMs, they are sliding into other people's DMs. That's what I just always felt at that time. So eventually, because it was disturbing me, like he kept sending me messages, and I have evidences, I have proof of everything. But anyway, he kept sending me messages and he was like, I just want to talk to you, I just want to get to know you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So I responded, and eventually we saw each other for the first time that December of 2015. If you're in Lagos, if you live in Lagos or you live around Ikeja in Lagos, you probably know ICM, Ikeja City Mall. That was where we met for the first time, and we met at Rhapsody in Ikeja City Mall. We had a few drinks, we chatted for a while, but I'm just like, I'm not really feeling this guy. Like, I honestly wasn't feeling him at the time. I just felt like it wasn't really, I don't know, maybe I wasn't ready at the time as well, but I just wasn't getting the vibe. I wasn't getting the vibe at the time. I wasn't dating anybody. I don't think I was dating anybody at that point in time, but yeah, I just wasn't feeling him. I think I was in 300 level going to my 4th year in university. So we left that day. We ended the date on that day, and I remember telling my friend that I'm not really feeling him. Like, I'm not really feeling him. We had good conversations, but I just wasn't really feeling him at the time. But we kept talking, like he kept sending me messages. We kept like talking over the phone, and a year after, we became friends. We actually became friends, that we used to talk every time. Then in August of the following year, which was 2016, we started dating at that point. And yeah, he had asked me out previously, but I just wasn't, like I said, wasn't ready at the time. But he asked me out again in August of 2016, and I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see where this goes. I'm still young. I still feel, because I was just finishing school at that time. I was just finishing uni. I'm like, let's see how it goes. I don't know where life is going to throw us, but let's see. Let's give it a try. And after I finished my uni, I moved to Abuja because I was hoping to do my NYSC in Abuja at the point. And if you don't know what NYSC means, it means National Youth Service Course. At that point, it was living in Lagos and I was in Abuja, and our long distance started. Like, we had just started dating and we were already in long distance relationship. So it was very, very difficult for me. At that point, we were probably seeing each other like maybe a total of 5 times at that point, or maybe 6 times in total at that point when we started dating. And I just felt like long distance wasn't my thing. Like, I struggled with the long distance. I was tired. I was tired of long distance. Like, how can you start a relationship and you're already in long distance? So we broke up, and we broke up for a while. We broke up for like 6 months, and I moved back to Lagos. So after I moved back to Lagos, I had dated somebody, or like I had tried dating somebody in Abuja eventually, but it just didn't work out. So my company at the time, they posted me to Lagos, like they transferred me to Lagos. So I moved to Lagos, and this was like a beginning for us. It was like an opportunity to start again. So at the point, it was also like talking to somebody. He had started talking to somebody and he was already seeing somebody, but we just knew that there was something there. So he invited me for a wedding, his friend's wedding, and at the wedding we talked for a while. We were mad at each other. We like just made up, and we were like, okay, we're going to be friends again and we'll try again. So we tried again and we started dating. Everything was fine. At that point, it was 2018 when I moved back to Lagos, and we did not break up again since then. Then our long distance again started in 2019 September. He moved from Nigeria and moved to Ireland. So he's currently in Ireland, and our long distance started. And at that point, I was also trying to either move to Canada or move to Ireland. So I moved to Canada obviously in 2020, and long distance was just kicking our butts with COVID and everything. So we did not see each other. At that point, we didn't see each other because I was in school. I was trying to focus on school. It was just done with school. It was trying to like get a job and do all those things that people do for themselves. So we were just like, okay, let's just focus on ourselves. Let's just try to get our lives together. So after I finished school, if you guys remember, I went to Spain and I went to Portugal, and that was actually the first time we were seeing each other since 2019, which was crazy. And at this point it was 2021, so it was just crazy. But we just tried as much as we could to like keep up with the long distance. So I had been thinking that it was going to propose. Like, I was just getting the vibe. We were at that point in our relationship where we just knew that was the next step, that was the next thing to do. And I went to visit him in Ireland in February of this year, and at that point I was thinking, I think this is going to be it. I think he's going to propose. So I even took like proposal dress. I was really ready that if this guy proposes, I am ready for him. My trip was about to finish and there was no proposal. So he didn't propose in February, and I was like, this guy is not a serious guy. So fast forward, he came to Canada, and honestly, at this point I had zeroed my mind because I didn't want to raise my hopes again and nothing will happen. So at this point I didn't even have anything in my closet. I didn't even like prepare that he was going to come and was going to propose. I was open-minded that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, I'm not going to put too much effort into it, right? For the proposal, we went to Canada's Wonderland, and the next day we were coming back to London. And on our way back, we stopped to like have a conversation somewhere, and I just saw my friend drive past. Like my housemate drove past, and at this point it was like 6:30 p.m. They drove past, and I'm like, where are you people going to? So they stopped, and I was like, where are you people going to? They said, we are going somewhere. We will come back soon. Okay, that's fine. They didn't come back till later, but I didn't really think much of it. So the next day was a Sunday, and this Sunday I wasn't really in the highest spirit. I wasn't in the highest mood at that point. So my housemate was like, I should dress up. Like, I said I was going to wear jalamia. And I'm going to insert a clip of the jalamia that I wore to church on that day. So I said I was going to wear jalamia to church. That was what I was feeling like. That I just feel like wearing that jalamia to church. And they're like, why are you wearing jalamia to church? Like, wear dress. And I'm like, I don't feel like wearing dress. They say, okay, wear maybe trouser and fine top or something. I'm like, I'm not really in the mood to dress up and do too much. I'm not even doing makeup. And I say, okay, just do small makeup on your face. I said, okay, I will just do like very light makeup on my face. So I did light makeup on my face. So we got to church and I knew that something was going on, but I just didn't know what it was that was going on. So in church, after service, my boyfriend called one of my housemates and was like, and they went to the corner to go and talk. I'm like, what are they talking about that they cannot talk about when everybody's there? Like, but I just left them. So after service, one of my housemates said she's going to a friend's house, and the other one said she's also going to a friend's house. So both of them were going to go to different places. And me, my boyfriend, and my brother, we were coming back to the house. So my boyfriend was like, oh, he wants to take me for lunch after church, and that I should just, when we get back, I should just go and dress up. I'm like, see, maybe we should go for dinner instead of lunch, because I'm not really in the mood to go anywhere. Honestly, on that day, I wasn't myself. I wasn't really in the mood to do anything. But on our way back from church, I was like, let me just branch and buy plantain. So we entered a store that I buy plantain from, and when we got to the store, I met my two housemates. I'm like, I thought you were going to separate places. So one of my housemates told me, she was like, Ruth said she wanted to buy something, so I just said I would just drop her there, but I'm not taking her back. That means I'm going to my friend's place from here. So I was like, oh, okay. So we left. So we got back to the house, and I was like, I just feel like eating rice. He said, why are you eating rice? I'm not going for lunch. But I'm like, the lunch is still 2 o'clock, Abby. It is currently just about 11, Abby, 12 o'clock. Let me look for something to quickly eat. He kept saying, don't eat too much. Oh, I also don't want to eat too much. Don't eat too much. I also don't want to eat too much. I said, okay. So I made very little food, and after I finished eating, it was like, go and dress up so we can be going. And he kept saying, just wear something nice. But in my head, I'm like, we are going for lunch. What is the something nice I want to wear if not jeans and top? But I had a new top that I had not worn. I'm like, okay, let me just wear this new top so that it's not be as if I didn't at least put in effort. So after I finished dressing up, he came to meet me upstairs, and he was like, don't you think it's unfair to leave your brother alone in the house? That maybe we should tell him to come with us. And I looked at him, I'm like, but honestly, I'm like, I know that if he asked my brother will say, no, he's not going, we should be going. Then we came downstairs. He asked my brother, I was like, don't you think, do you want to come with us? That only you will be in the house, you'll be bored now. And my brother just said, and if that is fine with it, I can come. I'm like, how would you want to be a third wheel? Like, why are you third wheeling my relationship? But anyway, we all started going. But he said he wanted to pick his laptop from his sister's place. So we're going to stop by at his sister's place. Then from his sister's place, we'll go to the lunch. But I kept saying, why? It doesn't make sense for us to be going to your sister's place first. You are complaining that we already passed the time that was reserved for us. So why are we going back to your sister's place first instead of going for the lunch, then going to your sister's place? I was like, no. He doesn't want to be out too late. Let's just go to his sister's place, pick his laptop, and be coming back. So I was like, okay. So we went to his sister's place. When we got to his sister's place, I was like, it's not just laptop you are picking. There's no time. I will sit down. I will wait for you in the car. And I said, no, that I should come out and come and say hello now. That why would I just sit down in the car? So I said, okay, let me just come out. But there's no need to wear my shoe. And at that point, I had not even worn my shoes. So my shoe was in the car, and I was coming down. So when I got to the house, I saw that she was cooking, but I didn't really think much of it because she said she caters, and she said she has somebody ordered food, so she had to like cook the food and deliver the food. So I was like, oh, okay, now she they enjoy you. I was even hyping her, right? I had slept in their house like some days before, maybe like a week before. So our husband was like, that when I slept in the house, that I spoiled something downstairs in the basement. I said I didn't spoil anything. It was like, no, I should come and see the thing I spoiled in the basement. I should be coming downstairs. So that's how I followed him. He was going in front, I was coming behind him, and I came to the basement. As I got to the basement and looked to the side of the sitting room in the basement, I just saw people. Like, honestly, I didn't see my boyfriend, trust me. I just saw some of my sister-in-law's friends by one corner of the sitting room in the basement. I didn't even see my friends at that point. So I saw them, and when I looked up, the next person I saw was one of my housemates. Then I looked at the side and I saw my boyfriend kneeling down, like on one knee. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, what's going on here? So it was very, very funny. I'm like, I was just laughing and talking too much. I've always said that I will probably not be one of those girls that will cry when they're proposing to them. I don't know, to each their own, but I just always knew that I wasn't going to cry. But I was talking too much. I was laughing. I was like, I was too shy. I was just talking and talking. I was trying to use the laughter to like subdue my shyness. So I went to meet him, and I was really, really excited. I was really happy because obviously it's been a long time coming, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. I'm like, what are you saying? Can you just say it again? So I was like, say it again. I can't hear what you're saying. So it said some few words, and then I heard that I said, will you marry me, or will you do me the pleasure of being my wife? I can't remember what he said. He said something. I was like, of course, yes. Then he gave me the ring, which, let me turn it. Gave me the ring, which I think is so beautiful. It's so perfect, and I'm just really excited because I know that obviously this is the beginning of greater things in both our lives, for sure. And yeah, that's the story time. That's how it happened. That's this background. I also gave you guys background story of our relationship. I'm going to insert a clip right now of the entire engagement, or the entire proposal. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I don't know why you're not subscribing to my channel. Let me get to 10k. Why are you people managing your subscriber count like it is free? If you subscribe to my channel, you can still subscribe to another person's channel. Click on the subscribe button. Let me reach 10k. What's wrong with you guys? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.